Just reflecting on general studies and what sparked me into doing this, getting my degree. Well, the biggest spark was being a part of commencement each semester and just seeing the joy and the accomplishment of the students themselves. And I got to thinking, like, could I do this too? And with that, it just started this, I would say, a snowball effect where I'm like, can I do this? And what way? I've been out of school. At that point, it was like almost 20 years. So it was just kind of like, what if my credits are not accepted and all of that? But I just decided to take that leap of faith and just go for it. And I tell you, I am grateful that I did it because it gave me a whole new perspective on my confidence.
Excellent.
And it gave me a new perspective on, now that I do have a degree, I don't have to feel like I'm stuck or that I can't move forward. So that's a really big, like, I don't know, that really still continues to encourage me within myself about having my degree from BGS. And I did business and sociology, which, because I've been in business for so long and I love to watch people, I'm a people person. So it just kind of worked in such a facet of, it all came together for me.
Yeah.
So, and you being the Jim who was my advisor, I mean, it was wonderful to have your encouragement. It was wonderful to know that there were times and I was like, am I ever going to be done? But you were like, you're almost there, like, keep going, like, you're so close. And I think even the most confident person, you need a cheerleader. And you were that cheerleader for me. And with that, like, that is something that you don't take lightly, but it's imprinted, like, on my heart, on my mind. And I don't think I've ever truly thanked you for that. So just thank you for being that for me, being 50, because I was 50 when I decided to get my degree. So
Yeah. And it's so true because, and you're so kind. I appreciate your words. And it was such a pleasure to work with you. And, I'm going on 14 years now that I've been working with BGS/MDS now, and with our new name. And what I love about our degree plan is we meet the students exactly where they're at. Some students are, 20 years in and coming to me humble. And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. This is the right place for you. I mean, this is the best place for a non-traditional student who needs to finish their degree, but wants to have some fun and learn some amazing things along the way. You know, I see a lot of students who say, I just want to get my degree. I just want to get it done. Well, why don't you try to have some fun while you're getting it done? So, that's why I love the different focuses, like you went with business and sociology, super popular combination, because obviously you've got the business to give you the, what you need in that area. But then you have the people part, and that's where the sociology comes in. You kind of learn things to help you working with people moving forward in any array. As far as it influencing your career trajectory, I was curious to see how you feel like post, graduating with your BGS degree. How has that kind of helped you, post grad?
Well, in my past, like, I've had the whole type of gambit of being an assistant to senior executive assistant all these years. And at one point, like, I decided I don't want to be an assistant anymore. This was probably a couple of years back, 2022. I don't want to be an assistant anymore. And I have felt that before, but I've never acted upon it. And I honestly believe I acted upon it because I had my degree. because I thought, I don't have to be an assistant anymore. Like, I have a degree. I can move forward. I can do whatever I want. And I did it. Like, I did it for about 7 months. And then I'm like, maybe I want to be an assistant again.
Yeah.
But to have the options, because you have that degree, that piece of paper, like you, and I said earlier, like I didn't feel stuck anymore. I didn't feel like, well, this is just what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And knowing that I have the option, like,
Mhm.
I, and it's also making me feel like I do want to go back for my master's.
Yeah.
And that might be in a year or so, but it's like it gives you so much of not a the reverse of a gut punch of I can do this.
Yeah. The confidence.
The
Yeah.
confidence, it's so,
Yes.
and I've always had confidence in the jobs that I've done. Like I've
Yeah.
never had an issue with that. But I think I what held me back was, but you don't have a degree. Yeah, you're good at what you do, but you don't have a degree.
Mm.
And now I just don't think that way anymore, which
Mhm.
I think having a degree, it does change the way you think about things and your input or your output on how you can move forward. Because that little negativity bug of, well, I don't have a piece of paper, I don't have a degree, is no longer there. So that's not holding you back. What's holding you back?
Yeah. Sometimes yourself. Sometimes yourself.
Yes.
But yes, it's so true. But you're right. You touched on, the graduate degree, and I love that you want to do that. The Bachelor of General Studies, the MDS degree, absolutely can lead to a master's program. I mean, and many students have gone into different areas, different avenues,
Mhm,
MBA maybe, sometimes the Master of Science in Counseling and Development. I see that a lot because
mhm,
one single thing that's usually at the heart of the students in our program is I just want to work with people. I want to help
mhm,
people. I want to work with people. I want to make a difference. What kind of career can I get with a multidisciplinary studies degree?
mhm.
Well, what do you want to do? I usually have to throw the question back at them because
Yeah.
it's so wide ranging. There's so much you can do with this
Mhm,
degree. And that's the
mhm,
beauty of putting together the 2 or 3 concentration areas because you can
mhm,
you can go with business, health studies, and maybe add the psychology, for the humanists.
mhm,
And there's just so many, or if you're interested in law or political science and criminal justice, or there's
mhm.
it's like, well, what would you like to do?
Yeah.
We help you get there, but you get to guide it. You get to pick the courses you want to take. And
Mhm.
did you feel that kind of impact?
I did because I felt like I was floundering, like just a fish out of water, flip-flopping. And once we sat down, because I do remember coming in and I was nervous. You remember that? Like,
I do actually remember.
I look like a deer in headlights probably coming into your doorway, but I was nervous because I didn't know what to do. And I remember like my transcript, like it had everything. Like it had
Mhm.
photography, child development, voice, music therapy. So I had all this stuff and I'm like, I had no guidance as to what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And we sat down and talked about it. And you were the one, you helped me discover, like, well, you've been in business for 20 plus years. And I'm like, yeah, I have. And I kept saying, and I love watching people. I love people. And you were like, what do you think about these are for electives? And I remember sitting there thinking, like, they don't go together, but yeah, they do go together because business is people and people is business.
That's right.
And that was the point where I was like, oh, here's the connection.
Yep. Absolutely.
But you helped me get to that connection.
Yes. And that's what I love about this degree because I know for so many years, I mean, even I got my degree in 1993 and it was a psychology degree, which I enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed. Um, but if this had existed back then, I probably would have chosen it because
Mhm,
I have realized over the years, it's true. Yes. I mean, most employers do want to just see, hey, do you have the bachelor's degree? Can you critically think? Can,
mhm,
all of that. Um, it does matter what degree you pick. I mean, of course, but sometimes it doesn't. And that's the beauty of the multidisciplinary studies, because you can take those different areas, put them together, and have a really well-rounded degree, you know?
Mhm.
And that's what I think I love about it. And I wish it had existed back in the 90s, because I would have done it, because I was your traditional student right out of high school and went,
Mhm.
and kind of wish I had worked a little bit. So to be honest, I envy the students in our program who kind of did it the opposite way, because
Mhm.
I think having those life experiences really prepares you for the future and for future education. It really does. So when students come to me and they're very humble, and some are even a little ashamed, and I say, no,
Mhm.
no shame here. You are amongst wonderful people here. We're here to guide you, all positive moving forward.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
that's what I love about this degree,
Mm.
and I love that it did that for you, Joyce.
Me
It's thrilling to watch it happen for you.
too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And I love the point where you just said no shame because I was a little embarrassed. I originally quit school because of a boy. I mean,
Yeah.
I look back and I think, oh my gosh. But then now that I look at my present and it really is a blessing and the privilege. And I value my degree so much because, I made a goofy mistake, but there is a grace to it where you can almost redeem yourself academically.
Yeah.
And because you can redeem yourself academically, that's what gives you that confidence and that power to move forward. And
Yes.
for me, like, I honestly wish there were more people that I could just touch who are 45, 50 years old thinking, oh, I can't. And I want to say, look at me. Like, yes, you can. Like, you can do this. So that's been really like part of my heart about this. So,
Yes. Yes, couldn't agree more. It's really funny because, I used to table, and now Dr. Dawson does the tabling too for our Pioneer preview. And I will never forget one time I had a student and the mother with them. And the mom's like, yeah, I never finished college. I'm like, are you interested perhaps in this degree? And I've actually tried to court parents, like,
mhm.
have you even thought
Yeah.
about it? And this mom had not even thought about it. I'm like, yes, you can too. So I mean, it's really great, where you find those connections,
Mhm.
because people didn't know they even had it in them. Like, they gave it up years ago. It's
Yeah.
never gonna happen for me.
Yeah.
Why not? Why can't it?
Mhm.
Oh, that's kind of the beauty. Yeah. So
Mhm.
I mean, I just think, I think this is great. I'm excited that we got to talk and catch up, Joyce. It's been fun. Um, any parting words you wanted to say before we go for the day?
My parting words would be if you don't think you can do it, know that you can do it and know that you have a supporting cast around you to move forward. And I would love to be someone's cheerleader through this because I know the ups and downs and the shame, but I also know the confidence and the grace and the joy. So those are my parting words for our time together. And it's been wonderful to spend time with you.
Love it. Love it. Well, it was a pleasure. And you just take good care, Joyce. Great to
You too. You take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.